Peace and love, family. I don't know if y'all ready for tonight. Let's blow up the chat box with something that we're grateful for. If y'all are ready to attract life's coming, if y'all are ready to attract the information that's going to be needed to fully execute. And I got a student of mine that has gone through and that has gotten two vehicles with zero down payment. And he does have these cars listed on Turo, so I'm going to have him come on and I'm going to have him go live with me here in the next week or two. I just got a couple different step by steps and processes for you guys in regards to other processes and other steps. Like I said, this week is going to be a key week in case law studies. So I'm going to go over a lot of different Supreme Court case law studies, and where individuals have won using the right of rescission, and where individuals have won using many different codes within truth and lending. And so that's what I'm going to make sure of today, that everybody does, have a great grasp around is truth and lending, as well as the other subchapters in which we cover. But I'm going to cover, specific codes you guys should know prior to going into the dealership. So let me go ahead and pull up what I had here on my laptop. And this is all coming from our personal mentorship tab. This is our auto loan / mortgage loan, tab under our ultimate deletion process, and where we have, let me show you guys so y'all can see visually. So we come here. This is what I'm referring to. And so ultimate deletion process. So if I come here to the auto loan / mortgage loan, this will give me all the things within our mentor. So let me show you guys what we really got cooking up as a whole within the mentorship. So you guys see we got a deletion process for each step. We got different marketing tools. We got a business credit blueprint, how to create an LLC, proper business setup, establishing business credit, building and structuring out business credit. We got the same thing on the personal credit side. Boom. Welcome to personal credit, credit card sequences, how to get funded. And then we got a breakdown of the main sub-chapters that we cover: consumer law, truth and lending, FDCPA, credit opportunity. We got different case studies. I got a lot of different things that will help you guys operate in the private. We also have the 508c1a set up within here. And then coming soon, secure party creditor process. We got Forex information and stuff within here. So as y'all see, we got different calls that we'll host. It's a little difficult doing it backwards. And then we got international real estate, and just different real estate plays within the states as well too as a whole. So that commercial real estate that I'm referring to, it's all in here. Trillionaires Club, this is our e-commerce stuff. Turo, so how to turn your what we've been taught as a liability into an asset, and then crypto. And so, like I said, specifically, basically everything I'm covering with you guys on the calls is just information that I've had for some time in regards to these certain laws and codes that, let me see, like what I'm covering today was dropped on 2/20/2022, so a whole year ago, that we dropped it. So let's cover it. So there are a large amount of different codes that we can use, and so I'm going to break them down. So first and foremost, let me make this very clear, because I know this video is about to go viral. I know this video is about to break the numbers that we've done prior. So I want to make this very clear, family. If you do not know the definition section, if you do not know congressional findings of truth in lending, of the Equal Credit Opportunity Act, we covered them today. If y'all did not tune into today's live, go tune into today's live as well too. Today's live was very, very informative in regards to just the whole credit process as a whole and any account deletion. I broke down, the most important subchapters that you guys got to understand when it comes to, the deletion process for any account. So when it comes to specifically going to the dealership, once again, if I don't know the definitions within Truth in Lending and the Equal Credit Opportunity Act, as also the FCRA, and we're not going to sleep on the FCRA as well too. If I don't know the two basic, codes within these three subchapters, which is congressional findings and the definition section, I'm not even going to think about going into the dealership. First and foremost, I am not going to think about going into the dealership until I understand what it is that is being stated within the definitions and the congressional findings. And so after that, the moment that I do, have a great understanding of the basics, now we can think about the next step. Now we can think about, okay, what dealership are we going to go to? All while doing such, you guys have studied, gotten down the fundamentals. It's just like sports. You can't play in a game in the professional, game when you don't have the fundamentals down. So we got to get the basics and the fundamentals down before we move on to any process. And so from here, family, the next step that we're going to do once we do understand the foundation level groundwork in terms of the definitions and congressional findings, we're going to check the rest of our consumer report as well too. I always talk about controlling the consumer report is the most vital thing, and it truly is. And with consumer law, you guys are able to control the consumer report. And so if you do have any negative items on your consumer report, it's going to you know, yes, of course, when you do go in there, they're going to go about their regular process in terms of pulling your consumer report from the consumer reporting agencies, and where they're going to check your credit worthiness, credit standing, and credit capacity. Defines this, a lot within the FCRA, a lot within the FDCPA, Truth in Lending as well too. Right. Once they run that, they're going to see, the derogatory counts that we do have on our consumer report. So it is best, and in general, and first and foremost, I don't even recommend going into the dealership, to get your credit even ran as a whole. Anytime we go acquire any vehicle, we are going directly to the banks and to the lenders themselves, specifically a regional bank or a credit union. A credit union or a regional bank, in which we are going to either or. They're going to give out the best interest rates and just rates as a whole. And yes, I know, you may be thinking, why are we even talking about interest rates when we can discharge it as a whole? Because right away, we're not going to hit them with, all these consumer laws over the phone or just through a conversation. A regular conversation is no different than, you calling them. It's not what you guys know. You can know you can know anything and everything in the books, but it's what you guys can prove. So yes, you can speak with the higher up, or this CFO, whomever you guys desire. I don't recommend speaking with nobody. I do recommend having everything through paper trail, having that evidence on hand, and sending things directly through mail. And of course, everything is going to be certified mail as well too. So I don't even recommend, and none of my mentees have gone out other than one, and I will have them. And this was just because they were looking to add on fees. They were looking to add on a bunch of third-party closing fees as a whole. Like, he had more. He'd already been approved from Navy Federal for his Infinity Q50. I think it was like 30,000 he got approved for, and it was like 25. And then they were trying to charge him like 7, so then it would have been like 32. So they were trying to have him put down like 2,000. Let me see right now. I'm gonna call him right now.
What's the word?
What's the word, King?
Bro, I promise you, bro, whenever we connect, we always just connect at the wrong times, bro.
Divine timing, bro. It's good. We just here on the tube real quick. I was just mentioning how Infinity was trying to get you. Let me show you. We here on the tube.
What's good?
So we got 7 people tuning in right now.
Tube right now?
Yeah, we got 7 people just tuning in right now. This video is gonna do some numbers though. But I wanted them to hear from you about the Infinity Q50 when you went to the dealership and they were trying to get you to pay all these extra fees and everything, and just how the process went with that, and if you could explain a little bit of that. And
okay, so all right, let me go back to my car real quick. Hold up.
You good?
I'm gonna do a quick explanation real quick.
Yeah, I know you got to slide. Just something real quick.
Bro, so from time we went into the car dealership, they had basically already sent me. Turn on the light, y'all. They had basically already sent me, basically like the estimate for my car, basically a price that they was trying to sell me my car for. I walk into the dealership, and the dealership has on all these fees, and the guy is asking me like, "Hey, do you know how much your car is? Like, how much are you willing to pay for the car?" Basically, is what he was asking me. Basically, I never told him how much my loan was. Never told him how much I'm willing to spend. I'm just basically here like, I want this car. You guys sent me a car. Let me see that car. I want that price specifically for that car. But he's still asking me like, oh, like, do you know how much the car is worth? Luckily, I already seen how much the car, like, when I keep saying the car is worth, I meant like how much they're trying to sell me the car for.
Mm-hmm.
So I go look at the mock-up fees after he brings me the paper. I'm like, show me what you have in front of you. I'm not telling you nothing. Like, I just want to see what you have. Let me see what your numbers that you have right in front of me. So he pulls up, and it's probably like an extra, if I remember correctly, it was about probably like an extra $5,000 mock-up upcharge. They're trying to charge me for tint. They're trying to charge me for a tracker. Like, how you gonna try to sell me something additional onto my car when I didn't tell you to add those stuff onto my car. So
exactly.
Simply just understanding that, like with the dealer, from time we walk in with our loan, we know what we coming in for. We know what we're trying to leave with, and we know the price we want to work with. I called Tone up on the phone like, yo, bro, like, is they supposed to be having all these extra fees? Like, how you trying to charge me for tint? I ain't even got the car yet. You trying to charge me for tint? I didn't tell you to put that on my car. And long story short, man, with simple just understanding that you know your rights. Basically, we walked out of there $0 down 2020 Infinity Q50. Shit, we had managers come through, literally just standing on business, just letting them know that, okay, we know what we coming here for. You guys are trying to upcharge all of these extra fees when that was never like included when you guys sent me my original price. I don't care about your dealer fees. I don't care about what you got going on. I'm here for what I want and how much I paid. Simply.
That part. Shit, bro. When you gonna be free, bro? We gotta wrap.
Tomorrow morning you can hit me early.
Okay, I will 100%. Your braids are looking clean too, bro.
Appreciate it,
Yeah,
man.
they're getting right. They're getting long, bro.
Matter of fact, we in the whip right now too. I see it.
Oh yeah, come on. You in the whip right now? Let me see.
We in the whip right now.
Yeah.
2020, fresh off the lot, man. Nobody ain't stopping you, man. Drink my hand. Don't even trip.
Don't even trip. Come on, tap in DET. Where can I find you? What's your Instagram, bro?
Instagram DET Credit.
DET Credit. DET Credit. Y'all need help with any credit? Y'all want some more insight from another individual that's very insightful? DET Credit. Go tap in.
Don't worry, me and Tone gonna get something right for y'all, man. We gonna chop it up.
100%. All right, I'm gonna call you tomorrow. 100%, bro. You go. All right, bro. Let me see. Y'all heard it, man. Was that planned? I ain't talked to bro in a minute. Let me show you our text. Well, actually, he texted me yesterday about some credit stuff. Peace King, automated how, with Metro 2 or in general? He's asking, is your credit repair system automated? And then this was today. Said, you going Then he texted me that yesterday. I didn't respond. I forgot. Well, I forgot. I didn't even open it. I didn't even get to it. Because y'all see how many damn messages we got from a day. And this is just one of the phones. One second for me. He's typically done around 9:30, but he's been doing like sequence overviews, so he'll be done around like 10:30 Eastern. But let me know if that works. I can hit you around at 10:30. Uh, fuck, I'm actually training tomorrow. Um, Let me look at my schedule and stuff tonight, bro. Um, yeah, let me look at my schedule. If anything, I can honestly just call you while I'm trading. Like, I'm not gonna be trading like, I'm gonna be up early. So let me just check my schedule and I'll get to you right after this YouTube call. Let me finish this call up and then I'll hit you, bro. But uh, yeah, but we definitely do gotta tap in. But yeah, it's all divine timing, bro. I know it's for the better, and when we do, bro, we can get some things going. But I want to collab with you even on the YouTube and everything as well too, bro, and get my following on everything that you have going on as well too, bro. So uh, I appreciate your consistency and patience with me as a whole, bro. Just know I'm building for the whole collective as a whole, family. So stay tuned, bro. All right, family. All right, family. All right, family. All right, family. What's up? What's up, family? So y'all heard it first, man. Y'all heard it first, live and direct from one of my mentees. This is an individual that has came in and from day one just applied the information in which is at hand. And y'all seen, um, he's in the whip right now that we just acquired. This is one of my students. So if that's not enough, for y'all, I don't know what will be. Um, I do want you guys to go out and I want you guys to share this with 5 people right now. Let's share this with 5 people. Let's drop in here one thing that we're all grateful for. The last video where we did over 20K, everybody was flooding the chats with gratitude. I'm still getting comments today of people expressing their gratitude. Y'all, I'm so happy and grateful for, etc. It's because when we operate in a state of gratitude collectively, when we're all expressing our gratitude collectively, all that's doing is helping us grow collectively and raise all of our vibrations collectively. So let's check in with the comment section before hop. There was a hop and a head mixed into one word. Before before I hop into the codes that y'all came here for, so y'all can study up, so that y'all can get y'all process ready. But like he said, he already went to the regional bank he went to Navy Fed specifically, got the Navy Fed auto loan, and then went to the dealership with it. When he went to the dealership with that auto loan, they were trying to get him to add on all of these fees, like he just mentioned. And all we did was, and they brought the whole management team. I spoke to the highest up in that office. I didn't argue with him. I didn't get mad with him. I wasn't there to do any of that. I was there to simply, just, you guys abide by truth in lending, correct? Okay, well, in pursuant to truth in lending, we are both well aware of our rights as consumers, and pursuant to truth in lending and the finance charge, if we break down what's included within the finance charge, these fees in which you are trying to impose upon us are included within the finance charge. So there shouldn't be any payments outside of the finance charge. I broke down a lot more as well too. I do wish I did record that. That would have been great for a YouTube uploaded video for individuals to go back and see. But that's just one, testimony within itself. Like I said, you guys will be hearing a lot more from my community, my people as well too. I just want to make sure you guys have the ground level work. Like I said, the information we are going over is still, 2 years back. I'm wanting to go to the dealership soon, so this is a perfect topic. I love that. Alignment. Alignment. Before you do, what are the 2 things you got to know? Right? The definitions and the congressional findings. Yo, what's good, bro? I've been tapping in, trying to learn everything about consumer law. I love that. Is this a Discord? I went to a dealership recently, and my credit bad, and I got denied, and they wanted a crazy down payment. And so for those that are going to the dealerships and getting denied, one, that's a lot of remedy within the amount of inquiries you guys are going to get. I don't recommend going about that process of going through and getting hit with all these inquiries, because it is a headache to just remove all these inquiries. So that's why I do recommend just going to the banks themselves to apply and acquire that auto loan. If you do get denied, whether it's through the dealership or with the financial institution, the bank, hit them with an adverse action letter. Now, this is also going to help with those derogatory accounts that are on your consumer report so that we can exercise the FDCPA and FCRA to get those removed from our consumer report. And if you guys are just new to the channel, the FDCPA, which deals with all debt collectors, starts at 15 USC 1692. The FCRA starts at 1681, Title 15 USC 1681. And so those two alone will help us get those derogatory accounts removed, all while we are going through the adverse action process of them denying us, because we know we cannot be denied our God given right and our right to extend credit. Yesterday, I went over how we are the ones whom are loaning the money. So, how can I walk into the dealership as a creditor and leave as a debtor? And so, in terms of us being denied, this is going to help in the process because now damages have been done. I've, been stopped. I've been violated from extending my right, my God-given right, my right as a consumer to extend credit. They adverse action only mentions a denial of employment and a denial of insurance. Nowhere in there does it, mention a denial of credit, because we cannot be denied our God-given right. As God's children, we are only creditors. God's children's God's children have never and will never be a debtor. There was a great read that I had screenshotted for you guys, and I want you guys all to really get an understanding of this, because this is factual, very very factual. They said the truth is Jesus, Buddha, and Muhammad, they were advanced tribal initiates who were trained in all 360 degrees of knowledge. Hence Jesus, aka Yahshua, well, not aka, but his real name is Yahshua, aka I should say Jesus, because his name's not Jesus. The letter J came about long after he was even about, but Yahshua, um, and he actually lived in Cairo, Egypt. I talked a little bit about this, previously, but he went through and learned, from India, energy healing. He went to go learn in Egypt, the Egyptian mysteries, because they had Egyptian mystery schools and where they taught, the esoteric teachings and knowledge of the, Anunnaki and those that came prior, that, where they left a lot of different um, blueprints, really, for just about everything within the Emerald Tablets, which this was in Cairo, Egypt as well too, under the Great Pyramid of Giza. So Yahshua, Buddha, and Muhammad were advanced tribal initiates who were trained in all 360 degrees of knowledge. Right, they were trained in all 360 degrees of knowledge. That's why I talk about, if your mental isn't healthy, if your physical isn't healthy, if you're not working out, if you're not moving the body, if you're not in a good mental state, if you're not, 360 healing yourself and learning and growing in all areas, the process may be a little bit prolonged for you, which it's okay. But what I want you to understand is that this is all spiritual. You got to get yourself right on all levels, family. Um, because I promise you, this information will start downloading a lot easier, simple information, with us raising our levels of vibration. And how we raise our level of vibration is getting right in all areas. But they were trained in all 360 degrees of knowledge, fighting against the Roman oppression. And that's what this is, you know, in general. And that's why they've given us the New Testament, which is, by whom? All right, the consumer laws I was learning needs to be mailed to the corporation. So, in terms of this process specifically, in terms of the laws that we are exercising, yes. So whomever denied us, we're going to send it to them. So if we've been denied, our right to extend credit. Say you guys did go into the dealership and you guys already, applied. You guys got denied. Don't keep calling them, trying to argue with them and exercise these laws and these codes. The only thing it's going to help you with is learning how to, interpret, these laws and these codes and break them down verbally. It's not going to help with the process of you getting the vehicle. Now, what will is affidavit of facts, is, adverse action. A lot of people have gone through and, with the contract, and they do have the contract, and they do have the finance charge that did arise from them having their credit ran, but they didn't actually get the vehicle. So if you got the contract, now we can use many within truth in lending. We could use the misuse of one's credit, 1601. We could use the disclosures guidelines, 1604. We could use the definition of a finance charge and break that down to them as well too, and that's 1605. And now that alone itself is going to show how the vehicle is free and it is paid for, and we did credit them already. When you autograph anything, always reserve your rights. UCC 1-308. Always, 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 family. And what I do is full colon, so colon, 2 dots, first name, hyphen, middle name, full colon, last name, period. So I'll say it again. Full colon. I'll just type it in the chat box because I'm uploading the chat with y'all as well. But it is not in all caps like my writing is right now. This is just for the sake of time. I'm too lazy to switch it out of caps. Okay. So let me see. I'm grateful for you sharing knowledge. I love the gratitude expressed, LWY. And on today's call, I am going to be announcing the winners of today's call as well, or of yesterday's giveaway. I am going to be mentioning the winners. So before we hop into the training, let's get into the winners, and then I got an announcement, then I'll do the training, and then we'll end it off with any questions. If we don't have any, I'll see you all tomorrow. I'm going to probably be going live this week 2 times every day. And so our winners are okay, here there goes. I had it written down. And so the winner is Bambi. Bambi is one of the winners. So Bambi, Bambi _ Maka Tyra Monroe. If you could DM me, that would be perfect. Or I'll give you a number you could text here real soon as well too. Give me a second. So you guys can all go to 305-760-4415. And I want you to text giveaway winner with your first and last name, or with your @ name, I meant Bambi. And then drop your first and last name and your email as well too. And then DM me on Instagram as well too, once you've texted me. And then my guy, I never know how to pronounce your @ but I just love and I appreciate all of the, knowledge and insight and value you're giving, and providing within the community, within the Discord as a whole, without even being asked. And I'm not even speaking in terms of consumer law, but in terms of just growth as a whole. Like I said, we got to grow in all areas. My guy's in here dropping 528 hertz, daily. He's in here, applying the information in the Discord, in the public Discord, getting inquiries removed like nothing. And this is all, information that's free that all of you guys have access to. He's on each call being dropped as well too. He's active every day. But without further ado, my guy, Swain X, SUENXMI, you are the second winner for the 2 ebooks as well as that 1-hour consultation. And then last but not least, my guy Ask Dave. You've been, very, very receptive to the information in which has been given on the calls, on the lives, and you've been in the Discord. I see, within the past couple of days, active in there as well too, and that's what I like to see. Where energy goes, money flows. If you guys have high energy, you guys will attract, things on that same frequency. If you guys want, I've never seen a high performing individual with high energy with a low bank account. If you want a high bank account, you got to have high energy. If you want a low bank account, you have low energy. See, money is simply energy, literally. And the indigenous individuals and the indigenous peoples understand that. Back in the day, I was talking to my pops about this today. He was on the phone ranting for like a whole 2 hours a day. But it was beautiful. He was going over he told me it was oral tradition. He said, and this is things that we got to carry on to pass down and keep within our bloodline. And this is teaching true history. And he said to never let the white man teach you history. And the only history in which we should be taught is oral history, and that's from our family members, our brothers, our sisters, our mom, our dad, our grandpas, grandmas, um, theos, etc. Like, it should all be within the family. The language that you speak, carry on that language. And they want that language to get lost. They want that history to get lost. And he was just talking about, keeping that oral tradition. And where was I going with that? I was going somewhere with that. Then I started thinking about the things we're about to get into. A million things racing through my mind. There was a point I was going to make with that. Maybe it'll get back to me. I don't know. Well, family, so above all else, y'all heard it. If you guys are just tuning in, I just had one of my mentees come on here and explain he was able to get an Infinity Q50 with zero down payment. And right now we are going through the rescission process of getting all of the payments discharged. But right away, family, is not always going to work out in your favor of just coming in and getting the debt discharged right off the bat. So I want to make that very clear. You can sit there, and that's what I'm saying. Like, when I sat there on the phone with the finance manager, he knew that I knew what I was talking about because I understood the verbiage in which he was using. A lot of you guys don't understand the verbiage and the wording in which they're using, and when you speak, you just sound like you don't even know what you're talking about. So therefore, when you go out and exercise these things that you don't have any true knowledge on, and it's just ignorance in all reality. It's ignorance on fire. I want knowledge on ice when it comes to executing these types of processes. These aren't no baby processes. This isn't going out and acquiring a credit card by applying online. This is going in and speaking with real life people and putting not only an image upon yourself, but everybody exercising consumer law. Everybody looking out to go out and acquire the same thing that you guys are going out to acquire. Granted, if you have already gone out and done such, it's not the worst thing in the world. Now we can hit them through mail. Stop calling them. Stop wasting your time. Stop going in there and trying to speak with whomever. Now we could mail them because they've sent us things through the mail of a denial. Now we can send them an adverse action letter. That's another violation which they violated, and that's specifically within the Equal Credit Opportunity Act. And I believe that is one of the most, if not the most, along with truth in lending, subchapter within all of Title 15 as a whole. And so I'm going to clarify what I just said. If you have gone in there and if you have been denied, that is okay. That's actually going to help with the deletion of these other accounts because now damages have been done. What are the damages? They've stopped me from extending my rights, not a privilege, but my right to extend credit to acquire an auto loan that will take me to and from my, work, that will take me to and from dropping off my kids at school, so that to and from dropping off my whomever. What is it stopping you guys from, if we come here, let me break this down, 1635. So a lot of people do like to use the recision, and if you guys do have, a vehicle and an auto loan in which you guys are looking to go discharge, I will break down a auto loan, discharge letter that you guys can use as well too, outside of the right of rescission. But just alone touching upon the right of rescission, it talks about right here in B, the return of money or property following the rescission. So return of money or property following rescission. So check this out. Okay. If the creditor has delivered any property to the obligor may retain possession of it upon the performance of the creditor's obligations under this section. The obligor shall tender the property to the creditor, except that if return of the property, check me out right here, in kind would be impracticable or inequitable. How would it be inequitable? How would it be impracticable to you, the consumer? See, you got to specify and break this down as well too. And this is something that a lot of people skip over when it comes to truth in lending. I mean, not truth in lending. The right of rescission is, yes, they've resent it. They've broken down how they've, not been or given their rescission paperwork or given a disclosure of their right to even rescind as a whole. But we must explain how it would be impracticable and how it would be inequitable. Because with that being said, if it is impracticable, if it is inequitable, now that's a loss on our end, the consumer. So therefore, damages are taking place. Anytime there's damages, there's a remedy involved as well too. Any actual damage, is defined within the civil liability of all of these subchapters. Why does it mention, you can get anywhere from up to $100 to $1,000 per violation or any actual damages? And we know the word "or" is complete freedom, is complete power. Anytime we have the ability to choose, that's power. And so I know, we haven't even gotten into the codes yet. Bear with me. I wanted to go over the three winners. My guy Dave, Bambi, and then my guy, I can never pronounce your name, but you know who you are. My 528 Hertz, God, that be in the chats. Reach out to me, brother. Okay. Oh, y'all see my phone? Let me turn on airplane mode. Okay, so check me out, family. If you're trying to finance a car and or get any money back, you guys are trying to get remedy, and remember, within truth in lending, there's a lot more remedy than any other subchapter because it is double the finance charge. And so that's why when I caught, and when the finance manager of that dealership knew that I knew what I was talking about, he stopped himself right in the tracks and was, yo, these fees, there's 5,000 extra fees. These are good. I ain't even gonna. He knows what he's talking about. We'll let this one go. The rest of them, we're gonna whack on the head. Right. And so remember that what I was getting at is in truth and lending, and why he wasn't even he didn't want no smoke, was because it is double the finance charge in pursuant to truth and lending. Per violation within truth and lending is double the finance charge. And so a finance charge is always auto-generated the moment your credit card is ran. And we know our credit card is our social security number. So some codes that I want you guys to look at in terms of your guys' contract in terms of anything that they've sent off to you guys, in regards to helping you guys with the deletion process. I'm going to keep you guys here within the FDCPA first, and I'm going to go over a couple other ones within truth in lending as well as the FCRA. But first and foremost, 15. So I'm just going to list the codes. This is for you guys to go out and actually study each one of these codes and these laws and get back to me with any questions. Then I am going to break down an auto loan, discharge removal letter here right after I go over all of these codes. So everything is all going to be Title 15. So I'm just going to say 15 USC. So I'm going to say the second part of the code. So the first one is 1692A, number 3. So that's the definition section. Next, we got 1692CC. We got 1692CC2. Then we got 1635, which we just broke down, which is the right of recision. Then we got 1640, which is the remedy within, the FDCPA. Or 1635, excuse me for me. 1635 and 1640 are both within truth in lending. So let me keep you guys here within the FDCPA. Excuse me. 1692K, 1692H. We talked about both of those on today's call. 1692CB. This is communication, in connection with, debt collection. 1692I, B in parentheses, 1692I, B. And then we got 1692D. So 15 USC, 1692D, number 4. Scroll down to number 4. And we got 1692C, the communication one again, letter B. Scroll down to letter B. Then we got 1692B, number 2. So that's acquisition of location information. And so now within truth in lending, we got 1601, the misuse of one's credit. We got 1604, the disclosures guideline. I broke this down on today's call earlier as well too. So a lot of this is repetition. And if you were watching the earlier call, that one will be very insightful as well too. 1640, 1640A, number 2. And then also within the billing error practice, 1666D, Title 15 USC 1666D. And then bringing everything full circle back into the Equal Credit Opportunity Act, as I mentioned a little bit earlier, that truth in lending and Equal Credit Opportunity Act are definitely the most two powerful within Title 15 as a whole. But 1691E and 1691A, number 3, are the two in which I'm going to recommend that you guys do go through, study, get familiar with, and know the ins and outs of. And so let's see, a couple other ones I want you guys to get familiar with here in our community. So 1692H, I just broke this one down. This one is beautiful because if you have ever made a payment to them, and for those that have been making payments, you guys will see. Let me pull this out for you guys. The power of 1692H. 15 USC 1692H. Y'all can pull it up right here with me. This is multiple debts. If any consumer owes multiple debts and makes any single payments to any debt collector, we got to understand the definition of a debt collector. We must, family. If we don't know the definition of a debt collector, especially within the FDCPA, family, we shouldn't even be thinking about a car. Like I said, we got to know the definitions and we got to know the congressional findings. Because any financial institution, any corporation that reaches out to you directly or indirectly in an attempt to collect a debt is a debt collector. Not what I'm saying. Go read. See, that's a problem with a lot of y'all as well too, especially when it comes to history just as a whole. A lot of y'all don't want to read. Y'all are too lazy to sit down, take the time to read. Y'all want to get this, that, and the third, but y'all don't want to read. History books, y'all don't want to read. Y'all don't want to learn true history. Y'all don't want to learn about y'all origins and y'all roots. But in order to, you know, get truth, it's within the books. That saying, it's factual. And they keep it in the books because they understand, that people are so lazy to go out and read these books. I got a couple different books that I can, recommend on today's call and that I will for you guys at the end of the call. And so make sure you guys are all, tune in until the end. I'll give you guys and leave you guys off with some books to go ahead and get you guys right with. But we just went over, let me see how many was in here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 20. 20 different codes that we can find violations within our contracts, within, them denying us credit. If they've denied us credit, and denied us the auto loan, go watch all of my denial videos. Those are a lot of my most viewed videos and videos in which people are getting results from. People are getting accounts opened up with double the limit that they even applied for, etc. So go through and make sure you guys watch those videos and like and share those videos as every video coming in here as well too. That's all that I ask of. I'm pouring into you guys and here to break down information that is public and that we all have at our fingertips, but that I've invested tens of thousands of hours and dollars into mentorship, guidance, so that I can come here and teach my people, which I've taught my people, which I've gotten my people right. I'm gonna be going live with my mom. That's gonna be life changing. I've been able to discharge tens of thousands in medical bills on her end. Same with my brother. Got them to point in their consumer report where they've been able to leverage their credit. So it's definitely hits different when you're able to help your credit acquire different funding tactics as well too. Like I'll wait to that call to really break down the things in which we did acquire. Same thing with my pops as well too. Things I've been able to help him do and that I am currently helping him do right now. And that federal court case that I was mentioning with him a couple videos back prior, a couple weeks ago, he hasn't even heard back from this attorney's office that has been applying pressure left and right when they were going through the state court. But now that he's filed to the federal level, they're trying to be silent, and you know back out. But above all else, I'll keep you guys updated with the whole process in regards to that. Um, but definitely stay tuned with all of that and that process. But just above all else, I've been able to help my dad's consumer report get built out. He's been able to acquire 2 different Amex cards. So it just hits different. That's why we talk about being able to control the consumer report. So once we're able to control the consumer report, whether we've been denied or not, it's not the end of the world. Right? If we've been denied, that's actually better for us. But I'm going to show you guys how, you know, having bad credit is actually a good thing. You guys got bad credit, you guys could actually be owed a lot of money. You guys are owed a lot of money, but and could be in terms of if you know who you are and how to exercise it. And that's why we got to get firm, and master the basics. How many of you guys, let's be real, have created note cards with the definition section, which is what I've been telling you guys from day one? Things that I've done. You guys seen last night, a breakdown of me printing out these laws and these codes and then breaking them down word by word, definition by definition. Each word itself is a whole definition and a whole paragraph itself. Each word within each code, within each definition. So understand each word that you guys are using within these codes so that you know what you guys are properly exercising. So let's answer some questions real quick. I did go over the different codes, and the website actually is back up as I promised it would be up tonight. So let me drop that for you guys. And what I'm going to be doing the rest of this week is implementing all of my um, an, an updated of the description within all the videos for all of my links. So you guys will be able to go to the description for each video going forward and click, to get into our communities and on all of our links in regards to any of the services in which me and my company do provide. So definitely, definitely, definitely make sure you guys are tuned in to all of the other videos prior. Starting at the end of this week, starting next week on Monday, all of them will be uploaded. But slowly throughout this week, I'm going to be adding description with all of our links, to each video in which we do have. Let me text back a client of mine real quick. Okay, so let's see, bro. I've studied some things and you put it straight, so I appreciate it. I'm learning a lot of new things every time I watch one of your videos. My first chance to catch a lot. Anthony, I appreciate that, and I appreciate the feedback, brother. And it's beautiful to hear that because I know a lot of people have been going through this process for some time. I know there's a lot of stuff on the internet, but I'm here, to empower a billion lives. So consumer law is not the end all be all, family. I'm gonna let y'all know that right now. Consumer law is things we all should know, get the remedy for it, to be able to build and structure our consumer reports properly so we can leverage, the FICO and the PAYDEX systems in which they've created on the personal credit side and on the PAYDEX score, that's the business credit side. And that's why I want you guys to set up that EIN number as well too, ASAP. So with this EIN number on the personal credit side, that's mirroring your, first and last name. And I want you guys to use this to also build and generate a personal credit report so you can have two personal credit reports and you can acquire a mortgage. You can acquire an auto loan with these types, with this EIN, just like you can with the social. If y'all want to learn more about that, go watch my video that I did with my business partner, Taekwon X, on how to stop using the social security number. Um, and that's the goal, family, so that we can, acquire and tap into that open-end credit plan so that we can, receive the funding to leverage that funding. I'm gonna show you guys how to liquidate, any credit cards that you guys have. I'll show you guys how to get auto loans, in where these auto loans for 3 months will be an unsecured personal loan. So the check that they're writing out to you for a vehicle is actually going to be cashed out, and where you guys will get that. And for 3 months, they'll see that there was no vehicle, and therefore after those 3 months they'll turn that into an unsecured loan. And so, like, this is why consumer law is vital, so we can, whether if we have bad credit, yes, we can get deletions, but we're actually owed remedy as well too for deletion. So I want to make that very clear. This isn't coming in and credit repair and getting things removed off the, this is getting them removed, but coming to get remedy as well too after we've gotten them removed, because deletion is admission. And I want you guys to be familiar with the CFPB news. You know, the CFPB has news. Go to the newsroom in the CFPB. You know, look up different things that are going on daily, you know, within the CFPB and, you know, these financial institutions and, you know, them regulating. Go through the FTC news. Get familiar with what's going on with these financial institutions. TransUnion is going through a $23 million lawsuit right now. A $23 million lawsuit, which in essence, that's really nothing, um, you know, in terms of how much they do make, you know, upon us. It's crazy because I just got home from getting my stuff the car they repoed and sending to an action next week, and my insurance has been getting over. So they just repoed your car, Anthony? Is that what I'm reading? How long ago did they repo it? If they did just repo it, is there a video on writing the adverse action letter? The last one that I just did in the airport, that's a great one. But I mean, yeah, like within two of them, I'm pretty positive I read off a template that I had for, you know, in the past. What's good, King, is the website still down? So that's what I was about to do right now. Let me drop it for you. That's what I was going to do. There we go. Boing. I had a couple different things, but my mind just went blank on this call. So in the meantime, between time, this is going to be the link for it. We are still getting the subdomain, you know, updated. Um, I had some things I got to verify and authenticate on my end. The website's been done. We've had some troubles as far as the subdomain and our domain and whatnot. So we're just going through with our CRM and calling them tomorrow to get it finalized and fixed. But you know, so you guys will see the website's going to be a little different. I just dropped it right now in the Discord. Um, you know, so let me see if any of you guys here are not in the Discord. I'm going to drop the link for the Discord. So I just dropped the link for our new website right now. And keep in mind right now, we are still updating the website too. But I do have a section where you could go schedule a call and then see the services in which we will be providing, you know, here to you guys within YBC. But I like this website a lot better than our old one. So you guys will see there's still a lot of things that are not finalized within the website, which is completely fine. And then I have no problem with that. You know, you guys will see the testimonial tabs and section. I got to update that. You guys will see a couple other things in there that are not finalized, but within the next 24 hours they will be. But above all else, what I do want you guys to go through and do, you know, and for those that do and are looking to work with me, you know, go schedule that call with me as well too. So you guys do have the opportunity to schedule that call with me or one of my reps. So I do recommend you guys do get that up there because the calls will not be free for too much longer. What's okay? So should I resend the insurance and contracts with the dealership because as soon as I was approved, it was already paid off, right? So I mean, just break down how the insurance is included within the finance charge. Definitely get a better understanding and watch other videos that I have, Yanni, on recision. I do got a video on recision, on truth and lending. Watch the truth and lending overview that's on all of you guys. Hold on, let's stop. Let me stop there. All of you guys, go stop what you're doing right now before you even think about going to get an auto loan. Go master truth and lending. I have an overview that is beautiful. It's beautiful. Yo, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. It might be one of my most insightful videos. This was like a year and a half ago I did it. And y'all will probably be able to tell. 2 years ago, a year and a half ago, 11/11/2020. When did I drop the university? 11/11/21, I think. So yeah, 2 years ago. Sheesh. I know I dropped the 508 C1A on 11/11/21. So that was a year ago now almost. So I'd get familiar with truth and lending this above all those, Yanni. And it seems like you need some more understanding with the finance charge and what's included within the finance charge. But yes, break down, what is included within the finance charge to the dealership and then to the finance institution as well too. What if Amex decreased the credit limit? What's due now? They're decreasing any. There was a collection account deleted and it came back on the credit report with another agency. This time for one of the CB. What is a CB? What should be done about this to ensure it gets deleted with no return? Zordo, if you could break down what a CD is, or a CB, excuse me. There was a collection account deleted and it came back on my consumer report. So all you got to do is, if you have a copy of it on your report prior to it being deleted and then a copy of it while it's been deleted, you can, have them go through that and let them know that, I'd go through and really get familiar with accuracy and, specifically the FCRA, and also the Equal Credit Opportunity Act when it comes to them decreasing your limit. Because if they're decreasing it, they're discriminating against you at this point. And I would call them and request them to, increase your limit. And if they deny that, that is adverse action within itself. So go watch all of my denial of credit videos and draft up, especially the last one that I just did in the airport that I was mentioning not too long ago. My guy Zay, I appreciate you tuning in, brother. I seen you tune in yesterday as well too. Continue being a student, continue applying the information which we are teaching at hand. And this does go, and I'm still about to hop into my letters, so we're not done here. I'm just reading through what the people are stating. We about to go through this letter for you guys as well too, in terms of a removal of an auto loan off of your consumer report. And when you say accounts open, does that still apply if you pass your 30-day take action trial period? Yes, you have a lot longer than 30 days, to get anything done. You have unlimited time. You could reopen any case, that you desire. Can we still get our down payment back if there's no truth in lending on the contract? There definitely is truth in lending disclosure within that agreement. It'll look a little something like this. Hold on. What I want everybody to do real quick is, my phone will load, drop a screenshot. Not drop a screenshot. Share this out with 5 individuals that can benefit from this information. Share this out with 5 people while we're waiting. But I'm going to pull up a truth in lending disclosure. So this is what it'll look like. It'll be on your phone if you finance a phone. It'll be on an auto loan contract, any credit card you get, any regular loan, unsecured, a secured loan, any type of extension of credit. You guys will always get this finance charge. So you definitely got this. I know you got it. This is it right here. I know you got this, Juan. I know you got it. Everybody does. Okay, so credit bureau. So that's why I didn't get that term. Feel me? So my guy Zordo, you may be new to the channel, brother, but I want you right now. We'll do it together. Look up 15 USC 1602. I'll give you a second. Look up 15 USC, and I'm going to read over because I'm just about caught up with the comments now. Now I'm going to hop into the letter after this. Once we hop into 1602, cornelllaw.edu, we scroll down to letter B, which is the first term defined. And it defines the term bureau. The term bureau means the Bureau of Consumer Financial Protection, the CFPB. They don't mention Equifax, Experian, TransUnion, Innovis, SageStream, none of them. The CFPB is the only consumer reporting agent or the only bureau. Now I want you to go to the definition section of the FCRA and go look up the definition of a consumer reporting agency. So they are CRAs, consumer reporting agencies. And you'll see that they are a consumer reporting agency in pursuant to the FCRA. Let's see. So back to your question, there was a collection account deleted, and it came back on the credit report with another agency. So with another agency, like another consumer reporting agency, or what? This time for one of the credit bureaus. He said, "What should be done about this to ensure it gets deleted with no return?" So I told you having those copies. If you don't have those copies, really stress and break down, the the accuracy of their reporting and how they've been reporting unfair and inaccurate, accounts. Furthermore, they re-added this account onto your report without your permissible purpose. Another violation within itself. But I see a lot of violations within the FDCPA alone itself. I'd highly recommend Zordo watching the video that we did earlier because that's going to help give you everything step by step that you need to do, where to file. If any one of you guys have ever thought about setting up your own credit repair company and helping individuals discharge any debts on their consumer report, aka credit report, go watch that last video that will literally give you guys the blueprint on doing such and using consumer law to start up a business in regards to that. So make sure you guys do tune into that previous live we did earlier today. So how to schedule a call, click in the Discord. Make sure you guys are in the Discord, and I just dropped the link for our new website. And anywhere you click on there, it'll take you to schedule a call. I'm going to drop our other one for individuals that are looking to have their credit worked on hands-free from me and my company. Let me drop the link for that as well too. And what I'm going to be doing for you guys is I'm actually going to be taking for a limited time. I know this video is going to go viral. I know weeks down the road, months down the road, people are going to be watching the recording and still be expecting the same thing. No. So until the end of October, I'm going to allow you guys to put down as little as $250 to get started on your guys' credit repair journey. So if you guys are looking to have your credit cleaned by me and my company, and with that being said, you guys can always upgrade to my personal mentorship. We'll just, do the difference from what you have invested into the total cost of the mentorship. If you guys always want to upgrade, I'll never make you pay for something and then make you pay, from zero again for another one of my packages, which has everything in the personal credit blueprint within our mentorship as well too. Because our mentorship has the personal credit blueprint within it, and then our franchise has our personal mentorship within our franchise, plus a lot more other things as well too. So you guys will see on the website the three services in which we are offering. Well, I should say four. With the university itself is number one, the online university, which I haven't mentioned this one because it's still in the works of being, or working on the app on that end. So the mobile app that I was mentioning, that you guys will be able to travel and learn on the go. So that's why we've just specifically been in the membership levels here on YouTube. So if you guys are not a part of any of the membership levels, I would highly advise you become a part of the mob, because for as little as $25, you guys will get an over delivery of recorded videos and trainings from even the university that I'm still uploading. I've just had to clear some space and storage on my laptop to download them from my Vimeo to then upload them onto my YouTube channel. So bear with me, family. Like, we still, if y'all can't tell, in the putting a lot of things together for you guys so that we can get ready for that 100K subscriber following that I know that y'all know that we're headed to. And that's why I just ask in general, the least y'all can do is drop a like. share this with 5 people, because I know y'all know, the information, that is at our hands and in which we're covering on these calls. So let's make sure we're doing our part, y'all part on y'all then, and just, giving feedback, dropping likes, and sharing this with 5 people as well too. So let me read through these real quick, and then I'll go over that template letter for an auto loan removal. So what you're saying is TransUnion, etc. If I'm told other dealers they ran my credit through them, I'm guessing that's illegal, meaning they can't hold. Jalil, no. So I'm not even sure what you're saying within that. If you could reword that and ask that in other words, that'd be helpful. Okay, another collection agency. So they're just debt collectors, Zordo. They're not. They're not a collect. Yes, they're collecting. Debt. They're collecting. They're debt collectors. FDCPA, Fair Debt Collection Practices Act. So let's proper verbiage. They're a debt collector. There's not anything defined as a collection agency in the FDCPA. That's what I was just watching before this live. Was the previous video. We got some keys for show. For show. Let me know. Do we got some major keys in that last video or what? The reading is important. Understanding the definitions is key. Yes, Ramona. I'm grateful to see you up on here, Ramona. Great to hear from you. I've been missing you on our Monday Mindset calls. Where you been at, Ramona? We host a Monday Mindset call every single Monday. And that's all in the Discord. I found the schedule. I have had to file complaints on several dealerships and credit card reporting companies in the last few weeks. Now they want to do legal business with me, but it's too late. 11 million coming soon. I love it. Coming to get your reparations. All right, so let's get into it. Let's get into this letter real quick. My stomach is rumbling. I've had one meal all day. When I tell you I've been in mode, I've been in mode. I even stopped smoking for the remainder of the year to just develop that willpower. As that is the biggest thing, that I do the most. I'd say that is the hardest thing to stop in essence. But just having that willpower, having that discipline to be able to stop anything and understand that I'm in control of this body. I'm in control of what it does. If I tell your ass to sit here, you're going to sit here and you're going to meditate. If I tell you to sit here, you're going to do exactly such. And so I'm in full control of such. So let me see. I still got to meditate today. Let's go over this real quick and I'm going to end off this call because I got to go meditate. I don't got to, I get to meditate. Let me change my wording too. Excuse me, family. I don't got to do anything. You don't have to do anything. We get to do it. Okay. So this is an auto loan deletion. After reviewing my consumer report, I spotted many federal violations and the use of my credit was misused and unfair. Ooh. That's how you know it's time to go eat. Let me drink some water real quick. I've got cotton mouth like crazy. Not cotton mouth, this is dry. And I left my copper water bottle at the gym today. So that's why we're not drinking out of it. So all right, I'm gonna get to the questions. Keep dropping them. Allow them to keep flooding in. I'm going to get to those really, really soon. Let's see. That last video was fire. Much appreciated. The last video definitely was great. And, if y'all was watching it too, like, it wasn't even planned. I worked out. I got done with my workout. I was like, yo, something on my heart is just like, yo, the people need to hear. I know a lot of people are looking to set up and create another stream of income. I'm going to show y'all how to create a whole nother stream of income with everything I'm teaching here on the channel as well. So I'm going to show y'all how to help get yourself right and those around y'all. And that's how we going to empower a billion lives. It's a domino effect. The third-party closing agency did not disclose the information that is mandatory that they disclose with me, the consumer, before going through the credit application, nor did they disclose the information after the transaction, which they must clearly and conspicuously disclose to the consumer. It is my overstanding that the reporting of these accounts is a violation of 15 U.S.C. 1681A, number 4, as they violated my right to privacy by furnishing my information, and they have also sent in statements that are in a positive balance, attempting me to think that I owe an alleged debt. And I could even then go into validation of debt and have them validate the debt. If you guys were on the live today earlier, go watch that. If not, go watch the replay and how I go through debt validation. That alone can help you guys get, auto loans removed from your consumer report. We're not here to argue, family. We're here to have them validated. We're here to have them verify certain information within the debt validation of 15 USC 1692G, and within number 4 is going to touch upon a little bit more of what I was stating right now upon the verification. And then go look up C as well too, under G, under 1692G, scroll down to letter C. Or just go watch the video from earlier. They later continued to keep violating my rights under the FCRA by including information that clearly shows that should be excluded within the definition section. So now we go into the exclusions of the definition section of the FCRA. So the last code we used was within congressional findings. This one is now within the definition section. What did I tell y'all must know prior to coming into this call or prior to coming into acquiring a vehicle? What are the 2 things? Drop in the chat box if you're paying close attention to what are the 2 things that you must know prior to getting an auto loan. What are the 2 things we must know, family? Whom here is paying attention to the teachings that we're teaching? What are the 2 things we must know prior to going into the dealership, family? Who knows? Who can direct me? Who can teach me? No, let me sit up. I'm slouching. So let me finish reading this and I'll answer your question, Jalil. So then we break down the exclusions, 15 USC 681A, number 2. This is right after the definitions of a consumer report, 15 USC 681A, D, number 1. Then immediately following it states that what should be excluded, 15 USC 681A, 2B2 exclusions. And it states any authorization or approval of a specific extension of credit directly or indirectly by the issuer of a credit card or a similar device. So let me explain. Under Truth in Lending, 15 U.S.C. 1602, the term credit card is defined as the following, and we then define the term credit card. This makes my social security card / driver's license and ID and license plate credit cards that are / were used for the extension of credit. I'm writing in regards, and then you guys can go through and break down more of what I touched upon yesterday. I think that would be fire for today's call. Y'all got some time? Drop a 3 in the chat if y'all got some time here with me tonight for me to go over how you funded the loan. If you were not on yesterday's live and you want to hear how you are the one who funded the loan, drop a 3. I got to see at least 10 3s in the chat box. If you missed yesterday's live and you want me to cover how you funded the loan, let me know, family. I got to see at least 10 threes. At least 10 threes. This video is going to do more numbers than any of our videos. We're going to hit 50K video views on this one. There's no reason why we shouldn't. Okay, I see 3 people, 3 individuals booked some calls. All right, let's count the threes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Exactly 10. I need to trim my damn mustache. I do not like it coming over my lip. When I smile too much. But I love it. We got 10 threes. All right, y'all, let's rock out, man. Let's rock out. I'm going to provide to y'all what y'all asking for. Y'all could even enter a lot of this information within this letter that I'm covering right here as well, too. I'm writing in regards to the above referenced account that was an authorization and approval of a specific extension directly to me. You can put a parentheses, the auto loan, according to the FCRA, 15 U.S.C. 681A, 2, number B, this account is not included in a consumer report. You have reported this account to my consumer report, which is a clear violation of the law, and I demand that the deletion of this account from my consumer report be removed immediately. You guys are being put on notice of this matter, and the continuation of the reporting of this account after you have been put on notice will leave me no choice but to take legal action for willful noncompliance under the civil liability section of the FCRA. That's 15 U.S.C. 681Q, 15 U.S.C. 681N, and the truth in lending provisions of 15 U.S.C. 1611. I've recently came across to inform information from the FTC, more specifically the Gramm-Leach-Bliley Act as well too. All right, the Privacy Act, and I went over this earlier on today's call as well too. So I would go advise you watch the call earlier as well. That might help you with a thing or two, maybe even 3 or 4. But no, the truth in lending this, not truth. I'm clowning right now. I'm hungry too. Y'all lucky I love y'all, man. Because I'm about to go get my whole folder to read back to you guys what I read yesterday. But it's because y'all dropped the 10 threes, I got y'all. But specifically speaking on the Gramm-Leach-Bliley Act, this can help you guys tremendously in regards to getting these removed. So 15 U.S.C. 6802, obligation with respect to disclosures of personal information. Then we break it down. A financial institution may not disclose non-public personal information to a non-affiliated third party unless such financial institution clearly and conspicuously discloses to the consumer in writing or in electronic form or other form permitted by the regulations prescribed under Section 6804 of this title that such information may be disclosed to such third party. All right, so that alone can get it removed. And then we go over B and C, which is another violation within itself. So then we're going to put the name of the auto loan company or the bank and the finance institution in which we are lending through. And then we'll also put the dealership, but they did not disclose this information to me. That is required by federal law. I'm going to put that in a sentence. Another sentence, I'm going to put their name again as well too. The company's name, the finance institution name, as well as the dealership. They knowingly and willfully withheld pertinent information regarding to the disclosures of my information to an affiliated and non-affiliated third party. Next, knowingly and willfully, they withheld information that explained how I, the consumer, can exercise the non-disclosure option. And then they deceived and misled me as they misused my credit and made me think I was obligated to make payments when it's already been paid by my credit card in full. They continued to harass me and cause damage to my mental and financial well-being. This is impairing my livelihood and my right to extend credit. I put your company and CFO on notice, and if I do not receive a response back within 15 business days, I will have no choice but to take federal action and hold your company liable for the damages in which they have taken place. Should you decide to discriminate against me for future business and or product because I exercise my right under this chapter, then we're going to get into the Equal Credit Opportunity Act. I will be coming after you for damages, and I will use the contents of this correspondence as proof of such a decision. And then I break down 6091 and the definition of it, a quick description of it. Sincerely, full colon, first name, hyphen, middle name, full colon, last name, period, UCC 1-308. Always, always, always. And I do, hand write my autograph as well too. I'm not typing up, my name. I'm handwriting it so they know it's coming from a living, natural person. And so that is, a letter that will help you guys in, regards to a removal of an auto loan from your guys' consumer report. Step by step, I just read to you guys how if you have an auto loan on your report, that can help you guys get it removed. Same thing with student loans as well too, though, family. That right there can help get a student loan removed, or any account that is open that's reporting as an installment account on your guys' consumer report. Student loans, auto loans, a mortgage loan, those can all be attacked with this letter that I did just read through to you guys. So it's $1 million game, here on today's stream. So, that's why I know for a fact this video is going to do over 50K. That's why we brought out the Burberry, and that's why we came stepping today a little bit. That's why we brought the light out. You see the LED light. Like I said, the office is still being put together. We're still in a building stage right now, family, above all else as a whole. So continue to stay patient and stay patient. What about wage garnishment and getting that back? Whoo! You want to know about that one? Look up 602E. Let me show you. Okay. Beautiful. Just understand. I want you to type this. Divine and feminine dancing. Right place, right time, right people. I want you to comment that. Right place, right time, right people. Right place, right time, right people. That's exactly where we're at. That's exactly what's provided to all of us, here on this call. So 15 USC 6092E, which is false or misleading representation. I covered this on call earlier as well too today. But I didn't go in depth with them. I told you guys to read them, though. It would take forever if I read through each code today earlier. But the representation or implication that non-payment of any debt will result in an arrest or imprisonment of any person, or the seizure, garnishments, attachments, or sale of any property or wages of any person unless such action is lawful and the debt collector or creditor intends to take such action. And so that is false and misleading representation. And above it, it states a debt collector may not use any false, deceptive, or misleading representation or means in connection with the collection of debt without limiting the general application of the foregoing. The following conduct is a violation of this section. And then I went into how garnish, seizure, garnishment, attachment, or sale of any property or wages, is a violation within 6092E. So 6092E, what was that? Number 4. Right place, right time, right people, 100%. Yes, lately they've been giving a lot of people headaches, and I got a lot of different things coming for you guys for student loans and for auto loans specifically, family. So, Roshan, I'm about to break down everything in which you were just commenting right now. Let me go get this loan, how we are the ones who are funding this loan. In the meantime, if you guys can, if you guys have been gaining value, we've been here for over an hour and a half. If you guys are gaining value, if you guys could share this with 5 people, that would be amazing. I'm kind of debating. I'll just briefly read over today, and then I'm going to do a whole nother video that I'm going to upload onto the channel on how we're the creditor. I'm going to read through how we funded the loan, and I'm going to go over other different things throughout history, say, and also the Bible showing how we're the creditor and how within the Bible it tells you you're the creditor. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to read through it today, though, briefly. I'm going to skim through it in different key points in which are important. But I'm going to go back in depth with it like I did on yesterday's video. If you want to watch the full reading, go watch yesterday's video. I would highly recommend it as well, too. If you guys are looking to learn how to operate within the private, if you want to operate in the private, you need private assemblies and ministries. And that's what we went over yesterday, is how to assemble a religious nonprofit organization. And I covered that on yesterday's call, as well as going over how you funded your guys' loans. So let me go ahead and get my folders and stuff, and I'll be right back. All right, y'all. We be rocking the Zoom fits on here. We got the sweats on with the Burberry. All right, with the jean jacket. Just know we got the sweats on too, man. We got the Zoom fit. All right, and we here. So like I was showing y'all yesterday, this was from 2 years ago. This is congressional findings. How many of y'all can? I'd screenshot this for y'all. Like, look how beautiful this is. Define accuracy, define fairness. All things I teach y'all now. How are you as a person? I'll break down the character, like how you are as a person, your job, etc. Worthiness. When did they pull for your worthiness? Jobs will pull for worthiness. Can they hold us accountable for our credit standing? Also, credit scores is typically a credit standing. I went through, I highlighted the term assumed and a vital role, because if you understand vital in medical terms, that could literally be life or death. And it is life or death for them as they've assumed a vital role. And so really going through and breaking this down. And then they talk about number 4, it's their grave responsibility. Grave, that's also talking about if they don't do this, they can be put in the grave. And This is literally life or death right here. And they cannot be operating, and these corporations won't be given life, and they'll go bankrupt. And then privacy, you define privacy, but I mean, look, cease and desist, attack debt collectors first, know how to properly attack them. So let me read this to you actually. I don't even know what I wrote. No subchapters should be misconstrued. Just because you missed the 30 days, you still have the right to validate it, cease it, and dispute it. So to answer that question earlier, come on now. Now that it's furnished, we know it's debt. So any account that's furnished, we know that it's debt. Any account on your consumer report. Another to touch upon is deletion is admission. Their job is simply to report accurately and fairly. Some things we also want to do is attack the debt collectors first. So attack the debt. If you guys have debt collectors, attack them first before going to the creditors. Know how to properly attack them. Their only job is to report fair and accurately. Take action. We want the response. Every response, there is a violation. So in every response, so it doesn't matter if we get a deletion right then and there. We're not always looking for that, family. We're looking for a response, because within each response, we'll pile on even more violations to them. Challenge and adverse action with the debt collectors. I'm not sure why I wrote that. Free. Okay. I'm not sure. But like, look at this, family. Like, how many of y'all are doing this? Let's be real. How many of y'all are going through printing these laws out and breaking them down like this? Following along with me. If I say keywords, highlighting it. Go look at an investigative consumer report and key things that I highlighted within here. I talked about that a little bit earlier on today's call. So let's hop into what I was going to state. I think I was going to cover it and I didn't. Also your unalienable rights. So I'll do. I'll save it for another time. Your unalienable rights. I'll go over that with the creditor video. I just want to make this pretty brief. And then the 3 winners of today are going to get this ebook that I'm covering right now, and where I'm getting this excerpt from this reading. So my 3 winners, which were announced earlier on the call, definitely make sure you guys reach out to get the 2 ebooks, as well as that 1-hour call with me. All right, bro, where is she? Okay, here we go. Okay, so you funded your guys' loan. So all debts ultimately fall to the people. All debts fall ultimately to the people and to future generations, excuse me. When banks are too big to fail, they're bailed out by governments imposing further debt upon the people, and then they devised a lot more ways to tax the people, taxation upon the people. And that's why in 1936 they went about the things in which they did. And that's what we'll talk about with the creditors video, what took place in the early 1900s to the 1933, to the 1930s, to the 1960s, which is when we came about with the Consumer Protection Act, why they came for JFK. Because he was freeing the people, educating them upon our rights as consumers. He was for the people. So misconception taught in some economic books is that commercial banks function as intermediaries, lending their customers deposits whenever the bank makes a loan. This deception has been exposed by money reformers advocating sovereign money issuance, supported by considerable evidence and ultimately confirmed by the administrators of the Bank of England. And then we quoted down here. So check this. If the source of value was the bank, then the bank would not need customers. Commercial banks could simply create as much credit as they wanted. And if the source of the value was somewhere else in the economy other than the people, then again, the bank would not need customers. Commercial banks would go straight to that source. But commercial banks do need customers in order to issue credit. So, what is that customers provide to the bank? There's only one thing the loan manager in a commercial bank wants from a customer, and that is their signature. The customer's signature on a promissory note is what creates the credit by providing commercial energy. As I was mentioning earlier on the call, how money is simply energy. The bank issues the loan in exchange for the customer's valuable promissory note. The promissory note represents the commercial energy of a living man or woman. They can't create this without a living man or woman, which has value, and this energy can be sold and traded because they need our energy. They're literally leeching off of our spirits, off of our auras, off of our divine essence and presence. Why does your promissory note have value in the real economy? Money represents innate human. Oh, and I was going to tell you guys, I remember now when my dad was telling me about how they used to, you know, um, and I was talking about oral traditions and how we're supposed to learn history from our family members and not anything they teach in the schooling system. So if you guys do have kids, grandkids, nieces, nephews, you start teaching them history upon your guys' origin and your roots, not this whitewashed European bullshit history that they want you to, learn within the schooling system, but true history upon your people. And if you don't know it, ask, like study, go read, go to the library, go look into the history of your guys' roots, because history is lost from ignorance. History is lost from individuals being lazy, not taking time to read and learn about their roots and where they come from. What was the saying? You know, it happened so long ago. Why does that matter, or how does that have anything to do with today? And that's what these Europeans will tell you. It has everything to do with today. It has everything to do with today. They took all of our resources, every resource from us. These dams, what is a dam? These rivers flew freely throughout the earth, and water and food was free, as it should be. And the indigenous people understood how to live off of this earth, as we all have the ability to do such. But then they commoditized every single thing to keep control and to keep you guys working in their system. See, what I want you guys to understand is that the Bible, the Quran, these are all guidebooks, law guidebooks. These are all guidebooks to helping you guys discharge any debt. I want you guys to go into reading it with a different perspective. I want you guys to read the Old Testament, never read the New Testament. All right, so let me hop back into this. So your living energy, your knowledge, and by nature, you are born with a lifetime of credit. We're born with a lifetime of credit, our open-end credit plan, because you have promise and other people can have faith in your promise. Therefore, you can make a promissory note with your credit, and the originator of your credit, you are the living principal creditor. And what I was going to say is the wealthy people, prior to any of this, the Europeans coming and settling over here, was the amount that you could give. If I can give, that defined my wealthiness. If I could give to, quality amount of people, and me giving this information to you guys is an exchange of energy. This right here is money within itself. And my dad was telling me earlier, the people that were able to give the most were the most wealthy people. That's how they define who was wealthy and who wasn't wealthy back in the day, was by what you can give. not by what you possessed and what you had, because what you guys have now and what you guys possess is all debt. Your guys' cars and flashy cars and jewelry and y'all see me rocking, man. Let y'all see me. I don't see me rocking no diamonds. If I am rocking any earrings, they're like $5 earrings from Target, Walmart. Right? Come on, fam. That ain't me. That ain't y'all. Diamonds hold no value. None. None. What can you use it for? It's useless. They're useless. Get metals. Invest in the knowledge. Invest in the resources. All right, check me out. So any medium of exchange that allows the flow of productive energy between people can function as money. There is no need for money to have an intrinsic value because it is simply an energy token. Once again, money is a community invention that enables trade between various parties without direct barter. Therefore, money is a utility, and to remain useful and stable, it should be issued and limited by the community or nation that uses it. Banks can lend at interest as long as people and governments on behalf of the people are willing to quote unquote borrow. But nowhere in the FDCPA do they define borrow. When you go into a bank for a quote unquote loan, you are taking your credit in the form of your promise to pay, evidenced by your signature. Where on the alleged quote unquote loan contract, your signature transfers your intellectual property, right? Look up the security interest. It'll say under the truth and lending disclosure, you are giving security in this vehicle. You are giving security in this property. All right, so this is what I'm saying right here. So it transfers your intellectual property to the bank so that the note can be securitized and hypothecated on the market. Your property includes, then they'll tell you where the lien holder, we're the ones who's holding the lien, right? Your property includes your power of attorney, which is also surrendered, allowing the bank to access and trade on the birth certificate bond issued when you were born. A living man or woman is a grantor, agent, executor, beneficiary, here to the name, trust/estate. But when they surrender their power of attorney, they lose their living standing, becoming liable as a trustee or a debtor for the trust/estate, or aka an obligor. I know a lot of you guys may have seen that within contracts. You guys are called obligors. This is why. The bank can now access the birth certificate security bond. No one signs for the bank because it is a trust agreement and not a contract. You walk in the door as a creditor and you walk out as a debtor. Let me see. There's a couple different things I want to cover. So there are two different files in which the bank do keep it in their ledger. They have a private ledger and a public ledger. So I'll read through these real quick. So when we look at both sides of the ledger, we can see that men and women are creditors and not debtors. We loan the bank our credit and they multiply in a number of ways. Banks really do, quote unquote, extend credit, but it's your credit that is extended for their benefit. So go read the definition of credit again, family, to understand what I'm referring to. If you understand this, what I'm reading, you guys will understand the definition of credit in pursuant to truth and lending. You are shown only the side of the ledger that records you as a debtor, while the side of the ledger that records you as a creditor is hidden. The banker elites who designed the system did not want you to know that. On the bank's asset side of the ledger, publicly visible, showing accounts receivable, you are the debtor and the bank is the creditor, while on the bank's liability side of the ledger, which they'll, if you don't pay nothing right away, they're going to, send that off, as a loss to the IRS, and then benefit from that as well, too. This is one of the loopholes and ways in which they're talking about that they multiply in a number of ways our credit. So you are shown on the side of the ledger that records you as a debtor, while the side of the ledger that records you as a creditor is hidden. I read that already. On the bank's asset side of the ledger, publicly visible, showing accounts receivable, you are the debtor and the bank is the creditor, while on the bank's liability side of the ledger, privately hidden, showing accounts payable, you are the creditor and the bank is the debtor. And so now you know why all debts ultimately fall to the people. You are a creditor, but only living in your private capacity and operating as a consumer and a natural person. So you must understand the difference between a natural person and an organization. Two completely different. Okay. So that's what I wanted to cover for today's reading. I want you guys to see, like, this isn't a game, family. We must study. We must master the basics. It's from 2 years ago. I was out working y'all 2 years ago. So it's either catch up or keep up at this point. I'm challenging for each account. Anything that changes is a violation in the bag itself. So if they change anything on your consumer report, that's a violation, and you guys can get remedy for it. They don't have record is our common response. Oh, we don't have record. From there, we'll take them under the compliance and procedures. This is things I've written from a long time ago. Okay, broke down permissible purpose. Beautiful. So above all else, I mean, we've been here for going on 2 hours. We've covered a couple different topics and things, but above all else, my laptop's dying as well. The website's back up, so I am accessible, unlimited time for the free phone calls and consultation calls. Also, if you guys are looking to get your credit cleaned and fixed hands free, working with our company until November 1st, we will be taking only $250 down and a month-to-month payment of no more than $250 to start working on your guys' credit as well too. We do accept payments for $100 a month after putting down the $250 to start working on your guys' consumer report. So this is only going on until November 1st. Mark my words for me. After that, we will be only taking, the 2 to 3 payments, and then starting January 1st, we're going to, officially launch the financing company and the lenders that we did partner with to help finance you guys on behalf of our packages and the things and the services that we are providing as well too. So we can help you guys discharge auto loans. We can help you guys discharge student loans, all while doing that, being a part of the franchise by being a part of the mentorship. You guys can then, get a loan from our lender to pay us out to discharge those debts. And in essence, family, you guys are going to not only be getting the discharge, but getting the remedy for it, as well as all of the services within the mentorship. So really at hand, you guys are getting everything clean and wiped off your consumer report, as well as learning this. And rather than paying 50,000 for student loans, in which you're gaining no value for, you can invest into our franchise, invest into our mentorship, which is nowhere near the $50,000 mark. Our franchise is only at $10,000 right now. It will go upwards to the 50,000, but even then, people have $50,000 to $100,000 in student loans, in which we'll be able to discharge for you guys, get the remedy on that behalf. We'll get our percentage of the remedy, and from there, now we can truly invest, and you guys will just be able to make the month-to-month payments to our lender. And what I was going to say, in all reality, you guys can go through and discharge with the lender as well too, because right off the bat, the moment your guys' credits ran, you guys get approved, we're going to get that whole 10,000 right away. You guys are making the payments to the lender, not me, right? So that's why I'm going to be launching that for y'all. So stay tuned, family. I'm brand new here. Would this be the same? If I'm not even gonna lie to y'all, no more questions. I appreciate y'all. I love you all. I value every single one of you guys who've been here for 2 hours. This was definitely a great, live and recording for everybody to go through and watch, take notes on, study, and just listen to. Turn your car into a mobile classroom. I remember when I first started learning about this information, I consumed myself into this information. I was at the gym with my headphones in, listening to information rather than listening to music. Listening to, Jim Rohn rather than, Rick Ross or Lil Wayne or Lil Bibby or Lil Baby or Drake. I turn on, things that are going Tony Robbins, things that are going to feed my mind positivity, value, insight, so that I can learn and grow into the person that I needed to become to attract all of you guys, but continuously to, become to empower a billion lives. And so it's been a journey, and it's an everlasting journey of growth. And one thing that I do take pride on to this day is turning my vehicle into a mobile classroom. And everywhere that I go, I'm listening to information, knowledge. Um, so I would highly advise you guys all do such, with this information as well too at hand. But I appreciate you all. I love you all. I value you all, and I'll see you guys all at the top because y'all know why. It's way too crowded down here. Peace and love, family. We out. Back at it again tomorrow. And until then, peace and love, family.